speaker today is Dave Bachan. He's a distinguished Toastmaster and has been with Toastmasters for 9 years, taking different leadership roles. For those who don't know, Toastmasters is an international nonprofit organization to help people improve public speaking skills and leadership skills. Dave is also a budding writer, IT analyst, and a parent of 5. He's a lifelong learner and a professional speaker. With the speech entitled Pass It On, please help me welcome Dave Bachan. Pass it on, Dave Bachan.
The ancient Chinese philosopher Confucius once said, "There is nothing more pleasurable in life than to pass on to others what one has learned for oneself." There's nothing more pleasurable in life than to pass on to others what one has learned for oneself. Whether we acknowledge it or not, we, all here in this room, have been the benefactors of those who came before us. We actually stand on someone's shoulder that would have mentored us into the positions that we are currently in today. Now, as the introducer graciously said, I am a technology analyst. I work in the field of unified communications. Now, you would not, if you knew me when I was 6, 7, 8, 9, you would have never predicted that Dave Bachan would end up in the field of information technology. You see, information technology requires some kind of aptitude with math. When I was at that young age, my teachers would have said to you, as they said to my parents at the time, "The boy does not get it. Math is not his thing. Steer him away from that field immediately, perhaps into some type of a field that does not require any kind of addition, because he just does not get it." Now, here's the problem. They were teaching me by rote. Now, rote meaning I had to memorize a lot of concepts. My friends, to this day, I do not have a good memory. I barely will remember what I had for breakfast this morning. You can ask me. I don't even know. But I was lucky, fortunate. Providence smiled upon me, whatever you want to call it. I had a teacher, Mr. Peters. I'll never forget that man. He's gone now. He's been gone for a few years. But what he gave me, the gift he gave me, stays with me to this day. I've made a career out of it. I work in the information technology field. You see, Mr. Peters taught me that math is not necessarily a concept that has to be memorized, but it's more like a beautiful symphony to be enjoyed, one to understand, one to ride waves with. He taught me about the concept of prime numbers and the beauty and the awe of the infinite amount of prime numbers, to the point where when I was 10, I was so caught up in what Mr. Peters had to say about me and what he taught me and what he showed me, the window that he peeled back to me about the beauty of math and prime numbers in particular, that within a year, by age 10, I had written my own equation to infinitely predict prime numbers. Now, you have to understand what a remarkable thing this is. As I look back and reflect, I went from this person who had no future in math because I was being taught in a manner that wasn't conducive to my brain, to my style of learning. But once somebody peeled back a window and revealed to me the beauty behind numbers, something in my brain lit up, opened up, and suddenly a new world came crashing down on me, and I embraced that world to the point where I am today. I guess the point that I'm trying to make is, as Confucius alluded, there really is nothing more pleasurable in life than passing something on to somebody that you have learned for yourself. And Mr. Peters that day gave me the gift of math, which to this day I still cherish. And you never know, because had I not met somebody like him, my life's journey would have taken on an entirely different path. Now, here's another example. When I was 30 years old, by this time I had migrated to this beautiful country. I'm originally from the Caribbean. Some of you may know the island of Trinidad and Tobago. That's where I'm from. If any of you follow, cricket, you will know some of the great cricketers that come from that region. Now, I had been in Canada for about 10 years when my parents phoned me up to say, well, David, here's the situation. Your dad and I are retiring, and we would like to come live with you. Can you imagine? Particularly for you young ones, if your parents were to suddenly contact you and say, you know what, we're going to move in with you. What do you think about that? Now, initially, I don't know what your reaction would be, but mine was a huge pushback. I'm like, no way, no, I have this great life. I've got all this freedom. I got a job. I can come and go when I want. Nobody tells me anything. I eat what I want. I on weekends, I have the weekend to myself. I can sleep all day or not. I can, But my mother in particular was persistent.